Tennessee Titans select Javon Curse, linebacker, University of Florida.
Derek Morgan, defensive end, Georgia Tech.
Taylor Lewan.
Derrick Henry, running back, Alabama.
Jayon Brown, linebacker, UCLA.
Kevin Byard, defensive back, Middle Tennessee.
Rashawn Evans. Jeffrey Simmons.
A.J. Brown, wide receiver, Ole Miss.
Christian Fulton, defensive back, LSU.
This is John Robinson with the Tennessee Titans. We're about to make you a Tennessee Titan.
All right. It's time to get excited. It's time to party. We are live here at the Gibson Garage for the Titans virtual draft party presented by Gibson. I'm Lance Smith with the legend Eddie George. It is good to see you in person. This is a different year.
It is, man. Great seeing you too. Great to actually be here with you without a mask and all.
We're getting vaccinated. We're getting close, guys. Last year we were contained.
Yeah.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I have been busy this a little bit, man. It's been an exciting time in my life. Now head coach at Tennessee State University, go Big Blue.
Yes.
Very excited about the opportunity to coach there this year.
It's very, very cool, man. I want to talk to you a little bit more about that, but we've got a lot going on tonight. We've got guests. We've got musical acts. Oh, yeah, there's also football players being drafted. So right now, let's throw it to the Titans radio crew at the Virgin Hotel who've got the X's and O's all under control. Guys, take it away.
All right, thanks very much, Lance Smith. Mike Keith here with our Titans radio crew, including our coach here. It's not Coach George, it's Coach Dave McGinnis, Rhett Bryan, and Amy Wells. And as we start, we look around the league with all of the rumors, everything factoring into a draft which starts in about an hour and a half. And we're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Turns out he may or may not want to remain a Green Bay Packer, which is interesting because today is the one day of the year that every team in the National Football League has some currency. It's very interesting that this is all happening today.
Rhett, this news hit like a bombshell this afternoon. Do you think it affects the draft tonight or at least over the weekend?
Well, and looking at what they have, they took Jordan Love last year in the 2020 draft, but they have the capital to move up if they needed to. They have the 3 picks in the first 95 selections. They have 2 4th-rounders, 2 5th-rounders, and 2 6th-rounders. We will see. Only time will tell.
Coach Mack, you've been around this league 35 years. News like this hits at a historic franchise like Green Bay. What do you think? What are your first thoughts?
Our first thought is Amy Wells nailed it. I mean, this is exactly the time. This is all the spotlights are on the team, and this is a perfect time. When she talks about capital, she's talking about everybody's loaded right now. Green Bay has 10 picks. This is going to affect this draft at some point.
Coach Mack, I want to stay with you here. What teams are the Titans watching above them in the draft tonight?
You know, what I think they'll look at, I think the real wheelhouse of this draft starts at 3. But 3, 4, and also 7 with Detroit. I think Detroit is a real turning point in this draft, depending on what happens before them. There are people trying to move up right now to come to Detroit's pick, that 7th pick. I don't know who they're coming up for, but 3, 4, and 7 will turn this draft.
Rhett, who jumps out to you?
Number 19, the Washington football team. They have a quarterback in Ryan Fitzpatrick. They're going to need to address one for the future, but they have needs at offensive tackle because Trent Williams is out of there now, and they need a cornerback. Those are both positions of need for the Tennessee Titans. I'd also look at the Chicago Bears at number 20. Interior defensive line, cornerback is certainly a need because Kyle Fuller is out of there, and they also need a quarterback.
Stay with you, Rhett, to start the chain here. San Francisco picking at number 3. Who they taking?
They're taking Justin Fields from Ohio State. I believe that it's Mac Jones when Commissioner Goodell says it.
I believe it's Mac Jones when I say it. It's Mac Jones. That's who they're going to take.
Amy Wells, you breaking a tie here?
I think it's Mac Jones, too. I think that his experience at Alabama kind of pushes him over the top.
All right, so Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase for Atlanta at number 4, Rhett?
I think it's Jamar Chase because of the situation brewing with their star wide receiver Julio Jones, who they're up against a lot of money against the cap with. Could be a June 1st release for them. Jamar Chase is the obvious choice there for Matt Ryan to throw to?
I'll go with Kyle Pitts. Arthur Smith's going to run 12 personnel, which is two tights, two wides, one back. But Kyle Pitts is not a tight end. He will split him out. I'm going with Kyle Pitts for Arthur.
Big name that falls tonight. Who you looking for, Amy Wells? You get to go first on this one.
I think it could be Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith. I think that there are enough question marks about his size that he ends up falling a little bit further than we all thought he would.
Justin Fields. I think he will fall. I don't think he'll fall very far, Mike, for this reason. Somebody's going to come up to get him.
Jason Oweh, the pass rusher from Penn State. Measurables, athletic traits out the wazoo, but only 8 career starts and no sacks in 2020. He's got the test measurables, the traits, but not a lot of film to back it up.
All right, so you could see from our group here, the bottom line is we have a bunch of people all over the road. And that tells you about how we think this entire first round is going to go. It's going to be all over the road and something to watch. When we come back to the Virgin Hotel with our Titans radio crew, we'll talk about the Titans options at 22. I want to send it back to Lance Smith now, who is standing by with some special guests.
Thank you so much, Mike, Keith, and crew. Those guys are getting ready for a big, big night. Draft night. It's got to be the biggest night in the Robinson household, and I'm here with John Robinson, our GM's family, Jamie, Taylor, Bailey. Guys, how are you? How's this night? Are you nervous?
No. He's not around us, so we're fine now.
All right, so let's talk about this. This time last year, COVID's hit. Everybody's at home. The draft is happening at home. So walk me through what happened last year. You took over Titans Instagram. A great job on that. Mm-hmm. How was it having this thing at your house last year?
You go.
It was really.
Here, so they can hear. Yeah, you go.
It was a really fun experience. I get really involved, with the draft, and just my dad. So just being able to be home and just see it live was really cool.
Okay. Did you give him any tips though? Or were you like, this guy?
I trust him.
Yeah, I trust him too.
Just trust him flat out. Do you make deals with him at home? Is he's a deal maker? The guy trades up and down all the time. So is he like that just with, I don't know, extra potatoes at the table? Or?
Oh, all the time. All the time.
And baked bear.
Yes.
All
Loves
the time.
baked bear.
Baked bear?
Yes. It's an ice cream sandwich place downtown.
Oh.
So good.
Gotcha. All right. Does he keep his work at home, and does he always sort of wear it on his face? How is John Robinson at home as a husband and father? Jim?
Well, I do know that when you see it on his face, you don't talk to him because it's very stern and his jaw's clenched. So you don't ask questions.
Okay. All right. Just kind of keep it yourself, and you got to know when to strike.
Yes, but I will say he does keep work at work. And he talks a little bit, especially with this one right here. She knows more about football than I do. And they banter a lot.
Really? Do you keep your eyes, Taylor, did you keep your eyes on players in college and give, little nudges to dad?
Oh, yeah. I make my recommendations.
Wow. Wow. We might have a lot to thank you about. Interesting.
Amy says all the time that she's going to hire her whenever time is right.
Sounds like it. Sounds like you got a job lined up already. All right. Bailey, what about you on this whole football?
I'm not like Taylor. I don't know as much as her.
But obviously you want to win. Yeah,
Yes.
You guys got really into the whole Instagram thing last year. I enjoyed it. In fact, I watched it again recently. It was really fun. They don't give me the keys to that thing. Speaking of social media, though, James, you're launching a podcast here pretty soon, right? Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, I've been very blessed to be asked to help the Titans and do a lifestyle podcast for them. Abby Flitner, she is co-founder of Nashville Guru. She's going to be my co-host, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be a touch of football, not much, but mainly lifestyle stuff. So good for me, because even though I've been in it for 20 years, I don't know much.
Yeah, no.
It blows everybody's mind.
I think you're lying. No, so obviously you're going to have a good time with this. Are the girls going to get involved? They're pretty media savvy.
They are. Yeah, we're going to get everybody involved. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, all right. Well, getting back to tonight, so much prep goes into this. Have you seen him much? Have you seen John much? Dad, your husband?
Yeah.
Is he?
Ish.
Compare this to last year, though. I mean, last year we're all inside. You got
Oh,
to
yeah.
see
I saw him a lot more last year.
Yeah, a lot more.
He comes home for dinner occasionally.
And then post-draft, does it kind of settle a little bit? Is it like the flow of the season? I'm really curious about your household, honestly, with him being GM.
So it's you don't see much of. I mean, I say that we see more of him now than what he was as an area scout because he does not travel as much. He is home for dinner in the off season, but I don't blame him though. The cafeteria cooks way better than me, so I would want to eat there too.
Wow,
you know?
what an admission right there! I think you're a great cook, but you just don't have to do the work now.
I don't. I'll tell you what, he's the cook in the house.
Is he?
He sure is.
What's his dish? I'm going to you, Bailey, on that one.
Barbecue. He loves the Traeger and the beefer. That's like his other two little babies. He loves them.
I'm loving all this insight on John. Interesting. All right, he is the cook. Talk to me about the family aspect of this. Okay, look, John Robinson is the GM of the greatest team in the NFL. But that's a job. Still, your family, you're very closely connected to the highs and lows and the success of this team. Is that how you feel when you watch these games? This is your family we're talking about, not just Dad's job, right? Do you feel that way?
Yeah, it is really tough. I mean, we're not your ordinary fan for sure. So it's hard for us to go to away games because, especially me and B-Girl, we cry.
Yes.
So
Me
for
too.
our
Me too, girl.
the Kansas City game, I finally gave in and said, okay, we're going to go. And Bailey and I ended up bawling in the club section because it was heartbreaking. But we're not your average fans. And even through season and even through off season, he doesn't get time off at all. And even when he does get time off during the summer, that phone's always blowing up. So, I mean, but the girls, this is all we know. You know, we've been in it for a long time.
Yeah, well, I know how, though, he's still, though, much of a family guy.
Oh, man.
I've seen the videos posted
Yes.
and how involved he is in all of his stuff that has nothing to do with football. So I love to see that from him. But, oh, man. So do you have picks ready to go? Did you know who he's going to pick?
I have no
he's
idea.
got his eye on- Does he walk around with a note in his pocket that says Elijah Moore no matter what?
I have friends that ask me all the time, who are we getting? And I'm like, I'm finding out the same time as you, so I'm no help.
Do you know anything, Jamie?
I don't ask questions.
Oh, okay.
But that's a trick because people ask me, I'm not a good liar. So I don't ask questions. I don't have to lie to you.
I'm not either. I'm not a good liar myself. You would think I would be working in television because that's what we do for a living. What about outside of football? What are you guys getting into these days? What's your biggest hobby right now? What are you into?
Usually soccer.
Okay, so sports still.
Yeah, sports. It's mainly what I do.
Are you competitive like Dad? Yeah.
Very.
Yes.
Who's the most competitive of the two of you? Is Bailey more competitive than you, Taylor?
Probably Bailey.
Really? Yes. Seem all shy and quiet right now, but I'm sensing some competition from you right there.
You can see her in lacrosse whenever she plays lacrosse as well. And you can see that little jaw clenching down just like her daddy.
Little JR jaw action when you're on the field.
Yes.
When Dad shows up to watch, do you get a little more nervous, or do your teammates get nervous because they think he's judging them?
I don't get nervous. I don't think my teammates get nervous either. He's kind of just there watching me.
Man, Joe Cool over there. Well, all right. How about aspirations to follow along, like with what your mom's doing with the podcast? Are you going to do anything media-wise? Because you were quite a pro at it last year when you took over Titans Instagram.
Thank you. I really enjoy just social media and just like vlogging, I guess is what you call it, and like just editing videos together. So it's kind of just like a side hobby of mine, but maybe in the future I'll pursue it.
I'm curious, as a family, and obviously you're pursuing with the podcast now. Are you aware that your profile is that much more elevated because of what he does, and not just what he does, but what he does so well? Because the Titans, since he's took over as GMs, we've elevated our game.
Yeah.
So does that make you aware of your platform?
Absolutely. I mean, we're not an ordinary family, I guess you can say. We try to use our platform for things that we're passionate about within the family. But I think I could say our kids are pretty grounded. I think they have good heads on their shoulders.
You seem like it. Mine are not. So if we could talk afterwards, if you could talk to them, they don't have a platform, but they think they do. All right. Well, it is a big night. Is there any sort of like celebration planned afterwards? You guys have any kind of tradition you do with a draft night as a family?
So as a family, typically they're off doing their own thing with their sports and their dancing and stuff. But I typically grab our Scouts wives, and because to me that's also part of our family, because I was in their shoes once. I was an area Scout's wife and being alone a lot and having small children, so it's always important to me to wrap my arms around them. So this year, well, typically on Thursday nights we all come together and we watch the draft together, and it's really so fun to do. This year we can't do that for obvious reasons. So we're doing a Zoom call, and I have somebody teaching them how to do a charcuterie board.
That's not how you pronounce it.
How do you say it?
Charcuterie.
Oh, that one.
I didn't know either, so thank you.
A cheese board. We're doing a cheese
That's what
board.
we call it. Yeah.
So after this, I'm heading home, and so we'll still be together.
I want
do
this
this
cheese board on our
all day
Titans
long.
Instagram. Can I say that?
And this is why the podcast is going to be entertaining, because I do that all the time.
I'm thinking these girls got to be on the podcast a time or two, just to help you with the pronunciation, but you can help me too. No, that's really interesting. You brought that up, though. It's something that we don't think about as fans, is what all goes on behind the scenes, not just with the general manager, but the scouts and the families that it affects. And I love that you try to keep everybody together.
That's my little job.
Yeah. And does he come home until any time? Does he
Oh,
make
gosh.
it?
He'll be home at like 2
2 in the
maybe.
morning. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be late.
It is a busy night. Guys, thank you so much. Jamie, Taylor, Bailey, Robinson.
Thank you.
I love you guys for being here. Good luck with the podcast.
Thanks.
Best
I'm
of luck.
excited.
We'll be listening for that. You're still dancing?
Yes.
And hitting people on the field. That's what I like to see. Just as pleasant as ever, just hitting them hard. I love it. All right, the Robinsons, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, let's toss it back to the Titans radio crew to talk more draft action. Take it away, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Lance Smith. Glad to be back here at the Virgin Hotel with a bunch of Titans season ticket members. Not as many as in years past, but at least we're back together again, getting everybody active and involved. And if you're watching this virtual draft party, we want to get you involved in our poll. Let's take a look at it. Which position should the Titans target with the first-round pick at number 22? How about a wide receiver or a cornerback, an edge rusher, or a right tackle? So get your vote in, and at the end of this segment, we'll let you know how those results go. Let's start the conversation at wide receiver. The Titans have several options at number 22. Rhett, let's begin with you. As the Titans evaluate wideouts, give me one or two that you think fit the skill set that the Titans need to fit into Todd Downing's offense.
Well, for me, it starts with Kadarius Toney from the University of Florida. Wide receiver, explosive player in 2020 in that offense. From Mobile, Alabama, was a dual-threat quarterback at Blount High School in Mobile, scored 120 touchdowns total in his high school career, went to Florida as a Wildcat quarterback. He saw a few reps early on in that position, but we saw what he did in the college game. He is human joystick, quick, makes you miss talent. That is certainly a name that should be on your radar.
Was great at the Senior Bowl, Coach.
Yeah, he was. He had a great Senior Bowl, but he was also very productive during the season too. Now, my player's Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. I really like this player because for this reason, he's a nuanced receiver. He understands how to stack defensive backs, which what that means is he's very spatially aware when they're on his hip. He knows how to go up and get it. He's a hands catcher. He's a snatch catcher, reaches for the ball, plus he's big enough to block, which Titans receivers have to do.
Yeah, both of the guys that you named are bigger receivers. Tony is 5'11", 195 pounds, but plays bigger.
He absolutely does because he's got that length. And again, the speed that he possesses and the short area quickness, he will make you miss if you give him the opportunity.
All right, so I'm looking at some of these names at right tackle potentially. And Coach Mack, I'm going to start with you. If the Titans are going to take a player who could start at right tackle in 2021, Do they have to take him in the first round?
They do not have to take him in the first round. I think the separation of tackles and the way they stack up, as Rhett and I call them pods, that you put them together, I really like Brady Christensen at BYU. This is a mature player. A lot of those players that come out of BYU are older players, especially on the offensive line. He's a very physical guy, very, very smart, would be a nice right tackle. Doesn't quite have the arm length, Mike, the reach that you would want as a left tackle. But for a right tackle, I like Brady Christensen from BYU.
Titans have 2 picks in the 3rd round, 85 and 100. Would it be possible that a Brady Christensen might be available at one or both of those spots?
I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it. And I think that's why, again, for your original question, they don't have to jump in the first round to get a tackle if they don't want to. I believe that it goes through the 3rd into the 4th round, serviceable tackles.
Do you agree, Rhett?
Absolutely, and I'll give you another guy that you could get on night 2 who is one of the great stories of this draft, and Samuel Cosme, the tackle from the University of Texas. Grew up in Romania. His parents took him out of that country because there was a lot of political unrest there. And he comes to Texas. He is a huge man, nearly 6'7", and very powerful, 36 reps at 225 on the bench press. So he's got the strength, but he has experience. He started 21 games at left tackle for the Longhorns, 16 games at right tackle for the Longhorns. I'm with Coach Mack, just like Brady Christensen. I don't know that he's a left tackle yet, but you certainly could get him to plug in for you at right tackle.
But there are a bunch of guys who project as right tackles in this draft.
Jalen Mayfield from Michigan is one of those who played left tackle and could play guard or probably right tackle. Coach Mack, you've got a list of them too.
No, absolutely. And let me just say this about left tackle, right tackle. Most of your better tackles in collegiate football play on the left side, because, I mean, they're the best players on their team. But their skill sets translate to the right side for this reason. I mean, we all know that the whole blind side thing. But the other reason is people will put their best pass rushers most of the time to the backside of a quarterback. But a lot of teams are zone running teams now, and a lot of guys like to get the zone run going to the right side. That's another reason.
Got to be physical if you're going to do that with the Titans.
Well, you have to be physical, and you also have, they call that block by the right tackle out there in the outside zone, Mike, the money block, because you get help at a center and guard. In an outside zone scheme, tackles get no help as far as trying to stretch the front line.
All right, so the question I just asked is, do you have to take a right tackle in the first round if he's going to be a starter in 2021? I'm going to ask the same question now about cornerbacks. Do you have to take a corner in round 1 if you're going to find a guy that can start for your football team as a rookie?
You don't, because there's a young man that could fall tonight into the 2nd round by the name of Caleb Farley. He's cornerback from Virginia Tech, a converted quarterback from high school, went to Virginia Tech as a wide receiver, converted to corner, and he is one of the names that you've been hearing that has medical things, a couple of back surgeries, but is certainly a guy that jumps off the page with what his athletic traits are, because he was a former quarterback, and certainly with the measurables with height and weight. It's just whether he is cleared medically, because he recently had a back surgery March 16th.
And go ahead, Coach.
No, I was going to say, he's right. The guy that I like being there is Asante Samuel Jr. And he will be there because he's not as big physically as the rest of them, but he's long, he's sticky. He reminds me a lot, Mike, of somebody all of our fans will know. He reminds me of Samari Rowland. You know how Samari wasn't the heaviest guy, but he was long, he was sticky, and he would come up and hit you. So Asante Samuel Jr., for me, that's the guy I would look at.
I want to go back to Caleb Farley for a second. His medicals and what the teams were able to find out, that may determine a lot of the flow, particularly in the teens towards the 20s, about the first round tonight.
No, it absolutely does, Mike, and you've hit it right on the head. This guy, we talk about traits. You scout traits. His traits are off the charts. This is an elite football player. Now, right now with the microdiscectomy, if you feel comfortable with that, and he does do what we say he's going to do, or what he might do, you jump on that.
Is there a player that if he's there at 22, you just feel like the Titans couldn't pass?
We just talked about him, Caleb Farley. I mean, to me, if that guy's there at 22, you go jump on him, because if you're ready to jump, it means that you're satisfied with the medical. A lot like 2 years ago, you know, when Jeffrey Simmons would have been one of the top 2 or 3 players in the draft, if not for the ACL. John Robinson vetted the ACL, was comfortable with it. Amy Adams-Strunk was comfortable with it, paid off big time. Caleb Farley, to me, is that guy.
For me, it would be a pie-in-the-sky situation if Cornerback J.C. Horn from South Carolina is there at 22. You must pull the trigger and do that. 6'1", 205, 40-inch vertical leap. He's grabby at the top of routes, so the DPI is a factor there, but that's things you can coach. But we know playing every week in the Southeastern Conference against top talent, all these other wide receivers we're going to see draft in the next 2 or 3 nights, he's a guy you can't miss on.
The Titans are scheduled to pick number 22 tonight. Do they have a chance to go up? Do they have a chance to go down? Do you think they'll pick at 22?
They certainly have a chance to go up, but not very far. And I don't see John Robinson giving up future draft picks in 2022, knowing how things could open up there in that scenario. Now, if it's a couple of spots, maybe, but certainly trading down, I would think that would be more of a scenario there, because you mentioned it. He's got currently 4 picks in the top 100. I think he'd love to have from the 30s to that 120 mark, 3 or 4 more if he could get it, if the deal is right.
Let's talk about the draft. There's 2 drafts. There's a quarterback draft. There's a positional draft. This quarterback draft this year is very unusual. It's going to push a lot of good players down. So if those players start to fall, the Titans are sitting at 22. If they've got somebody that they really didn't think was going to be there that gets to 18, 19, they may go up to get that person. If not, and they feel like their horizontal board works out for them, if they're looking at their horizontal board at about pick 19 or 20 and they say, we might be able to move back with a pick, because 22 is a nice spot for somebody to want to come up to, especially some people that are at the top of the second round. They may have something to offer. So those 2 scenarios to me are very viable.
John Robinson has said he'd like to keep all 9 picks. He'd like to make all 9. Thus, if he goes up, he does not want to give up a pick. Maybe would swap a spot in another round or swap a couple spots and yet keep the 9 picks?
You've been doing this a long time, Mike Keith, and you hit right on. It's exactly what you do. And that's the scenarios you go through on the phone. And you also check, what the values are. They don't have to be exactly even, but you look for a way to keep your picks but still be able to move.
All right, so our coverage on Titans Radio is going to start at the top of the hour. You can hear that on several of our stations, including 104.5 The Zone in Nashville. Let's take a look at the poll. What do the Titans fans want to draft in the first round? Let's see what you say. Wide receiver. All right.
There you go.
We'll see if that's what happens. Back with more from the Virgin Hotel coming up later. Let's go back to Lance Smith now.
All right, thank you so much, Mike. And we mentioned at the top of the show that this guy is super busy. My co-host, Eddie George. I got to call you Coach now, man.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right?
Coach of TSU. Look, man, I remember you told me back on the Titans Blitz, November?
Yeah.
That you got the offer.
Yeah, I got an opportunity. I looked at it, vetted it out. At first, I was like, hell no. I was like, I'm not a coach. But after doing some soul searching, doing some due diligence, called around the league, got opinion of different coaches, different friends that I knew, and really thought about the opportunity of making an impact in kids' lives and just where it was going. And really, Prime, Deion Sanders, he's a trendsetter. And I saw the impact he had at Jackson State. And me living here for 20-some-odd years, being familiar with Tennessee State University, the tradition, everything that entails, they have the bones to be really great. So, I said, why not? Why not me?
Why not you? And I have to call you out on this one. It's the first thing he said to me when you got the job. The only thing you cared about were those kids.
Yeah. No question, because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to be 100% in, and I can't sit on somebody's couch and tell them to come to my university and I'm not going to be fully involved.
Yeah.
I have to be all the way involved, from recruiting to compliance to the moment these kids wake up in the morning, what they eat, how they get to the facility, how they practice when they leave, how they study, and more importantly, how they transition out of the game after the game. Mm-hmm. I think I can be a huge asset for that, and really create an environment where we're going to bring in some really great teachers, not just coaches, but teachers that are going to really invest in them as men. And I'm really excited about it as well.
Yeah, well, I know you are. I know you're going to do a great job. You're already a dynamic leader.
I'm trying to recruit, some guys, see if they got some eligibility to my right. Do bring them in a second, but we'll see.
Let's do that right now. They've been sitting here waiting patiently. CJ2K, the freak, Javon Curse. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So how about Coach here?
Yeah, it's amazing to see that, for him to get that job and for him to go in there and help the kids and the things that I know he would be able to do from, just how he inspired me and his leadership and stuff like that. They got a great guy.
Do you have any eligibility left, C? you came out as a junior, right?
Yeah, no, I ain't seen you. Yeah.
But that's the facts right there. Like it's all right there. Whatever. This guy right here, he embodies hard work, determination, but not just on the field, not just on the field of play, but just off the field as well. Just this big bro. This is one of the guys that I really looked up to my first days, like my first minutes in the NFL. Him and Steve, I couldn't wait to go meet those guys and talk to those guys. And he kind of, he took on a big brother role. I kind of forced him to do it, but I kind of forced him to do it. But I mean, he's the guy. Like if there's anyone that I know that's perfect for this job, it's my man Eddie George. And he just mentioned something about trying to recruit some guys. He don't have to recruit me. Like I can do something.
You're ready. He ready right now.
Linebackers, DNs, weight room, something there, and even off the field stuff. But my guy Eddie George, he's definitely the man for these kids.
All right, well let's talk about that. And congratulations once again, Eddie. You're going to do a killer job. I can't wait to see you coach on the same field that y'all played on. TSU playing at Nissan Stadium. Right. But let's transition a little bit on that thought, Javon. You technically were the first Titan drafted
ever.
Ever Tennessee Titan.
You're the first Titan.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So when you came to the team, you were looking at guys like this?
Yeah. I mean, I watched Eddie in college. I watched his little pea-head self. I watched him win the Heisman in college and do his thing back in college, and then the same with Steve. And then, once I got my name called on that Saturday, and when I got here with him, I'm like, man, those some of the guys that I want to, get to know, because we're a family. I need to get to know my big brothers, early and often.
Yeah, when we got Javon, we found out we drafted Javon, it was always on. Yeah, Jeff Fisher raved about, listen, he said, Steve, Eddie, we've got this kid out of Florida. He is going to change the game. Oh, my gosh, he is an absolute animal off the edge. He can rush. He can do it all. I was like, Javon Curse, oh, my God, Javon. So when he got in the camp, I'm trying to be, all cool, whatever. He a rookie. He going to do, we're going to see how he handles the conditioning test. This dude was backpedaling the last lap of the conditioning test. So, and we just knew he was going to be special for us, and he was the missing cog to really set us off to go from 8-8 to have the run that we had during our time with the Titans. And he's actually the bridge. He played with CJ too. He was the old head. So
That's right. That's absolutely right. What are these guys going through tonight, guys? I mean, it's draft night. We got some Titans in the wings, waiting in the wings, but what's everybody feeling? How are these guys feeling tonight? Are they?
Me personally, I'm sure it's some more guys in the draft. I was hearing all this top 10 thing, so I was kind of anxious. I had butterflies that day or whatever, and then back then they did. They started the first two or three rounds on that Saturday. But literally, on that day, my stomach was going through a whole lot of stuff.
Really?
But then it catapulted me. It motivated me because I felt like I was going to be top 10. I didn't feel like that. I think I heard that. I was hearing that. So once you start hearing things, it starts getting planted there. So once I heard top 10 or whatever, and then the teams that I visited maybe 4 teams, all top 10. And then the day before and the morning of the draft, none but top 10 teams were reaching out to me to make sure that they had the correct phone number for me and everything.
Yeah.
And then once they did that, I'm like, I'm going top 10. And once that didn't happen, I'm actually happy it didn't happen.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I'm happy I fell to 16.
Was it? Yeah, 16. Yeah, it was not like it was far.
It was motivation. No, it wasn't far, but to me, I'm the type of person that I'm going to always find a way to motivate myself. I'm going to find a way to push myself, even if you can't, or even if another team can, or a coach or someone, if they can't do it, I have to find a way to do it myself. And then with that, then I told the story to everybody. They're like, you went first round. You went number 16. I'm like, I did, but I feel like I should have been off the board because that day, that draft, it's long, man.
Were you were at home or were you
I
in
was
New
at
York?
home, which I probably shouldn't have been at home because I was at home with family and friends, and
pressure.
then they know how to reach me, so they call in the house during the draft. Did you get picked yet? No, I ain't get picked yet. Turn your TV on and watch it. Stop tying up the phone line.
Well, Chris, what about you? I mean, you blew everybody away at the combine. So what are your thoughts on draft night?
Well, my whole draft process, it was always saying that I was gonna go second, third round because I went to a smaller school. You know what I'm saying? So then after I ran at the combine, after I ran the 40, they say it was rising. I could be a first round pick, so I was late first round, early second, a lot of different things and stuff like that. And then, you hear the guys say, yeah, he didn't play against the competition, this and that. And then it was just crazy because I went from after the combine, then after, you have your visits to you got to fly to the different cities. I had 16 visits. So I'm flying from city to city to city. So then I got my workouts or whatever. So it was crazy. Coach Ernest Biner, the running back coach, he went to East Carolina too. So the day before the draft, he called me and he was like, "Man, listen, I just finished talking to Fish. They say if you there at 24, we're gonna take you." So when he tell me this, it kind of upset me because it was 5 running backs winning the first round my year, and I felt like I was better than all those guys.
5 slower running backs is what you're saying.
Exactly.
5 slower too, yeah. So I'm like, it's no way that 4 running backs is gonna go before me, and I'm gonna fall all the way to 24. Know what I'm saying? But 4 running backs went before me, and I'm just sitting there. I just seeing them come off the board. So when 24 got there, I'm like, yeah, he told me this. I'm like, I want to be a first rounder. Yeah. And then I seen 615 pop up, and I'm like, oh. So I kind of knew, but I wanted to go earlier, but it worked out for the best. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't go earlier. I'm glad I dropped to 24. My first year, I had more rushing yards than every running back that went before me.
Combined.
I feel like I had a better career than everybody that went before me, so it worked out. So
It's funny because we had the same common themes. The Titans they were at number 9, and I was supposed to go at 9, and then they dropped at like 22 or 24.
They traded the pick?
Yeah, they traded the pick. And nobody else was picking a running back. So I was in New York, and the cameras went straight to me when they did that. And I was like, oh, my God. So I got to put on a fake laugh, like I'm not upset. And then inside I'm sick, like, oh, my gosh. And the next team I was going to pick me was at 17, was Minnesota. And but the Titans came back up at 14 and got me. And I just told my agent, I said, just get me in the camp on time. I'll take care of the rest. It was 2 other running backs that went before me, Tim Biaka-Batuka and the late Lawrence Phillips. And I remember CJ, when he got drafted, I was calling games for the Titans back then. And his first, I think it was his first carry. It's like, okay, we're going to see what young CJ can do if he's ready for the big time. He's small in size, but he's fast. Dude, I think he had the second carry. You took it 80 yards. I said, well, here we have it.
There it is.
Nothing else needs to be said. And now I'm thinking to myself, okay, I hope he doesn't break my all-time record because this dude can do it in 2 years, the way that he was doing stuff. But he was such a special player for us, man. And I'm so glad that he was able to carry that mantle of great running backs that this franchise has produced.
This franchise, I mean, we're looking at a great portion of this franchise. Y'all are some of the greatest to ever wear this uniform. It's an honor to sit here with you, and on this draft night, we potentially might have another one coming up. But I was just curious about those nerves that you felt. And it's interesting. I can tell in each and every one of you, you still sort of viscerally feel that moment that night.
I did a post earlier. I was talking about the goosebumps that I felt. Like I said, I visit maybe 5 or 6 teams. They're all top 10, and then the teams that I heard from. So I had this set in my mind in concrete. Oh, you off the board in 10. 10 or less. 10 or less, you're off there or whatever. But I mean, like things work out the way they do, and I think I appreciate the way it worked out.
Absolutely do.
Yeah.
How
How are the Titans looking these days?
They're looking pretty good.
Yeah?
They're looking pretty
I
good.
like hearing your perspective on
Yeah,
this.
yeah, they looking
We got
pretty
another
good.
2K in the box.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You okay with that?
I feel great about it, man.
Yeah.
I feel great about it. You know, way back then when they was trying to write him off, I told them they need to give him the ball.
Yep.
He's not a guy that you can just give the ball here and there and then, you know, he's a guy, I feel like he's the type of guy like me and also like Eddie. You have to give us the ball, and throughout the game, third, fourth quarter, then you know that's when the defense is gonna lay down.
But honestly, when he was on the verge of cracking 2,000, were you watching intently? Where were you when he broke the record?
I was at home watching, and it was even before he broke the record. This when I knew he was gonna break the record. He had a run, like I think it was up the right side. He probably broke like 3 or 4 tackles
early in the game.
I'm like, yeah, they don't want to hit him.
was like second
I said they don't want to hit him. Yeah, I said he's gonna break the record. After I seen that run, I'm like,
But
he's
he
gonna
needed
break the record.
like 253
Yeah,
or something
but
like
that
that.
run put him at like I think it was like 120 or something,
And it
like
was
in the
early
first
in the
half.
game,
I'm like, yeah, he gonna break it. They don't want to hit him.
Yeah.
I'm like, they don't want to hit him. I knew it.
Man, it's been a run so far, and we're still going, obviously. And I love what you guys bring to the team. Coming to this show for us and just and hanging out and being who you are, representing this team the way you do. Still love it.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
Legends right here.
Personally, I like what they're doing. I like the focus they're doing on defense now. I mean, on paper, last year looked like with Beasley, Clowney, Landry, they were gonna like
on paper,
kill
right,
it. Yeah,
right,
on paper, on paper. Yeah,
Different when you got to play the game.
Correct.
Right now, though, on paper. But I'm seeing good things. Bud Dupree picking up that acquisition. So I see a lot of lot of freak-like play from him and his speed off the edge.
Correct.
So I wondered what your thoughts were on that.
No, that's definitely big. I mean, personally, I'm a defensive lineman, so I feel like it all starts up front. So if you get that front four, that front seven, like doing things, that's going to make the guys on the back end job a lot less hard.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a tipping point for the Titans. You know, picking up Bud in the offseason was huge. That's something they needed to address, I thought, last draft by getting a defensive end, but they felt that Clowney could do it. Getting Bud was good. I think still going defense the corner would be good in this draft, the first round. Offensive tackle, you can never go wrong with building out the trenches because inside out is how you win in this game. Of course, there's been speculation around Julio Jones possibly.
We got to get another receiver, man.
Heard that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You
So
have to.
yeah.
So we don't, no double team on one side, and then you don't let them 8-9 in the box there.
You got problems.
Yeah.
You get
See,
another receiver, you
I'm
got
listening
problems.
to this. I'm listening to this from Eddie's perspective as a coach now.
Yeah.
Like this is how he's looking at the game.
But I just know how it is the season after you run for 2,000 yards. I know how it is the next season.
Yeah, how is that? I mean, because
It's
he's
8, 9 in the
2 years
box
in a row
every-
that he's led the league in rushing. Even harder for him.
Because basically when teams play Titans, they know we got to start there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's 8, 9 in the box every game.
Yeah. So then going back to that wide receiver you're calling for.
Back receiver, we got to go back to
Stretch
that.
the field.
Yeah. So you know AJ gonna do what he have to do. So if you know what I'm saying, we need somebody on the other side so they can't double team him and put 8, 9 in the box.
I love that you guys still pay such close attention to this game, And plus, I got to admit this. All three of y'all look like you still play the game. So you were joking about could they have any eligibility.
No, I
but
wasn't joking.
I see this kind of happening. All right, fellas. Thank you so much for being here and joining us.
Well, actually, before we go, I do want to offer CJ's sons a scholarship right now because I see the twins.
juicy. They're serious.
They're
serious.
His sons are serious. They babies.
They babies. They 8 years old, but
already we're seeing it.
Yeah, we seeing
Oh
it.
yeah, it's there.
So
It's
officially,
definitely there.
the
Remember
twins
this.
have their first college offer.
There you go.
Their first college offer.
It's on tape.
Yeah, it's on tape.
We
Now,
got
it's
this.
on tape.
Javon Curse, the Freak, Chris Johnson, CJ2K, thank you for joining Eddie and myself here.
Absolutely.
And Coach.
That's crazy.
Coach
George. I love this. All right, we're going to keep this party going right now. Let's toss this party to the Virgin Hotel rooftop with Mitchell Tenpenny. Take it away.
Boom.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? Oh yeah, go Titans, tighten up. Man, I'm actually born and bred here. This is my brother Rafe here. We're from Tennessee. We're the biggest Titans fans, so we're very honored to be here, y'all. Thank you so much. We're gonna play you our last single on the country radio called Broken Up. Usually I'm put together, most of the time I'm fine. Normally I break up better, baby not this time. Yeah, don't know what to do about it, I'm laying in bed about it. I'm trying to keep my cool about it, get up on my head about it. But baby I'm still broken up about it. Yeah, I've had enough to hear enough about it. Maybe I will open up about it. Yeah, but only give a drink till I'm drunk about it. Lord knows, I wish that I could say that I'll be fine. But baby, I'm still broken up about it, yeah. Well, I guess the karma knows my name, 'cause she called me up the other night. Mama always knew just what to say, but she ain't on my side. 'Cause I'm the one to blame about it, I'm the one who messed it up. The doctors are the pain about it, wish that I could give you up, but I'm still in love, yeah, baby, I'm still broken up about it. Yeah, I've had enough to hear enough about it, baby, I will open up about it. Yeah, but only if I drink until I'm drunk about it, Lord knows. I wish that I could say that I'll be fine, but baby, I'm still broken up about it, yeah. The time will change, but I still feel the same. I take a week, a month, a year, I still feel the same. Oh yeah, 'cause baby, I'm still broken up about it. Yeah, baby, I'm still broken up about it. Yeah, baby, I'm still broken up about it. Yeah, I've had enough to hear enough about it. Maybe I will open up about it. Yeah, but only give a drink till I'm drunk about it. Lord knows, I wish that I could say that I'll be fine, but baby, I'm still broken up about it. Yeah, I'm still broken. I'm still broken. I'm still broken. I'm still broken. Yeah. 'Cause baby, I'm still broken up about it. Cheers. Thank you so much. So I know a few people here that I can see, and thank y'all again for streaming in live. That means the world. This was our very first #1 song that we ever had at country radio, and you know, that's just Nashville. I've grown, you know, like I said, I'm born and raised here, right here on Music Row where we're at, and it's just cool to be a Titans fan these days, baby. So come on, this song's called "Drunk Me." Sorry, hold on. We just had a little technical difficulty there. Give us 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Sorry, man. It's glitched out for here. I can hear it. Okay. There we go. All right, sorry. Here we go. Drum me, y'all. Some people don't know how to quit, and that's why they quit. Some need to hit the bottom to see they got a problem. Can't handle it, that ain't why I started cleaning up my life. Wish it was, oh boy, that would be a lie. I've been sober, 'cause there ain't no hangover. struck me, can't get over you. Oh, what are you? All those bottles sitting up on the shelf, I just saw it on the wall. One sip and I'm picking up the phone, trying not to go home without you. That ain't nothing but a whole lot of pain. That kind of hurt, oh hurts. Ain't worth another drink. 'Cause I've been sober. 'Cause there ain't no hangover like you, girl. No, no, no. And baby, can you come over? Always find those words at the bottom of 100 proof. Yeah, yeah, girl. Every time you do, not just stand up and all messed up like sheets where we made up. Sober since you broke my heart in two. 'Cause draw me, can't get over you. Can't get over, can't get over, can't get over, can't get over. 'Cause I've been sober. 'Cause there ain't no hangover like you. No, 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 can you come over? Always find those words at the bottom of 100 proof. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every time you do, now just stand up and all messed up like sheets where we made up. Sober since you broke my heart in two. 'Cause draw me, oh draw me, oh draw me, yeah. Can't get over you, over you. No, no, no.
Cheers, y'all. Thank you. So during quarantine, obviously we were very bored, and we didn't get to do a lot of things that changed a lot of people's lives. And but towards the end, I got to do something that I've always wanted to cross off my bucket list with some very awesome people in my life. And we went out to Sedona and filmed a whole music video, and we released this song, and it was just the perfect song for the time, in my opinion. I didn't write it during quarantine. I wrote it, a year before, but it just kind of worked out where I think we need to cross some things off our bucket list and take advantage of every single day. Take advantage of right now, what we can control. And right now, we're here celebrating the Titans, so come on, yo. This song's called Bucket List.
Well, I hate that the only way I can say what I need to say is with a prayer I hope is getting through the clouds. Now you're forever young, and I'm living like I'm dying. All I'm doing is just trying to make you proud. Yeah, life is like a first kiss. You don't know how long it's gonna last. All you get is what you get, and it gets real, really fast. I'ma love a little more, dream a little deeper, leave all the leavers, keep all the keepers, find peace of mind in the time the good Lord gives. Time to cross one off, two more on, say I love you from the moment's gone, and never have to ask myself what if, when I get to the bottom of my bucket list. Mine used to look real pretty, was the picture in the dictionary of the guy that wasn't ready to grow up. And all it took was a last goodbye, broken heart on borrowed time, letting go of things that are hard to let go. Now love a little more, dream a little deeper, leave all the levers, keep all left all you get is what you get. And it gets real really fast. I'ma love a little more, dream a little deeper, leave all the leavers, keep all the keepers, find peace of mind in the time the good Lord gives. Oh, I'ma cross one off, two more on it, say I love you for the moment's golden, never have to ask myself what it is. When I get to the bottom of my bucket list. Thank y'all so much. Tighten up, everybody. We'll see you soon.
All right. We are live. We are back at the Gibson Garage. Lance and Eddie, it's the virtual draft party. Feeling good.
Man, feeling nice.
What a
beautiful night, right? Huh?
It is. It's a gorgeous night here. All right. So listen, we've been asking everyone these poll questions we want to know. We've got a tough schedule coming up next year or this year. So of these opponents, who do you most likely or most want to face? They are in this poll. Take a look at your screen here. The Chiefs, the Bills, the 49ers, or the Saints. the Chiefs, the Bills, the 49ers, or the Saints. In this room here, holler out, who do you want to play the most? I'm hearing a lot of Chiefs.
Don't sound so excited.
Yeah.
Right?
All we want is
The
to win. It
Niners,
doesn't matter.
Niners.
I answer the poll on your own. I want to see the Chiefs.
I want to see the Chiefs too. There
All
you
right,
go.
we got
I like that. The Chiefs.
Big game against the Chiefs right there. All right, here we go. We're going to keep this party going right now. We've got some guys waiting in the wings. You know them well. Let's go ahead and bring them in. I'm talking about Roger Saffold, Amani Hooker. Who else is in there? Jeffrey Simmons, are you online? There we go.
There you are.
Look at that, fellas.
How you guys doing?
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, fellas, thank you for being with us. We got a big season coming up. We just had a poll, so I'm going to ask you guys because you're going to play them. Who do y'all want to play the most out of the Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, or Saints? Saffold, we'll start with you.
It don't matter. It don't matter to me.
It doesn't matter.
That's right. That's right.
All right, line up. How about Amani? Who you got? Who you want the most?
You know, I'm gonna go with Mahomes. You know, I think he's gonna sling it around, and I'm trying to make some plays. You know, I know he's gonna throw the ball around.
All right, so the ball's in the air. He wants to snag it from Mahomes. All right. Well, what have we got going on, Jeffrey? You already said. Did you say yet?
I'm looking forward back to, especially my rookie year, losing in that championship game. I you know, kind of everybody. You know how they say revenge. I need that revenge game back.
There you go.
Right, so
I
it's
like
the Chiefs.
the Chiefs. Of course. Got to have the Chiefs.
Fellas, you know, once you've been drafted, do you pay attention to the draft while you're playing?
I'm excited.
Roger, how
to
about
watch.
you? You've been in this game for a little bit. You still watching the draft?
You know, I definitely tried to, but it's been less and less as the years have gone on. I guess basically what I think is a great night for these guys. You know, congratulations to everybody who ends up getting drafted, but you got to really prove your worth once you come to the team. So that's kind of how I look at it and how I've been looking at it over the years.
Yeah, and for me,
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm a younger guy, so and I still got guys that are still in, you know, from Iowa back in my college that are going to end up getting drafted. So I'm excited for them, you know, and see where they end up going.
Hey, Jeffrey, so what was it like when you got drafted 2 years ago? How were you feeling? Did you have any butterflies? Were you anxious? Were you upset? What was going through your mind the night of the draft?
I mean, personally, you know, I was. It's one of them things where I was, like you said, I was anxious because I didn't know, especially dealing with my injury. I didn't know because it was, you know, it was got down to 19 pick. You know, it was that draft was going and going all night. I'm like, I'm really gonna go this night. Now, you know, I'm thinking, I'm with my family. You know, everyone's still telling me like, you know, be patient. You're gonna go the first night. So I'm still over there like what's going on? You know, I'm like anxious. Like, is I'm gonna get picked tonight or what? But when I finally got that call, you know, I saw that Nashville, Tennessee number, and man, just chills went all across my body. You know, I talked to John and Brave on the phone, and you know, from that point on, you know, I embraced that time with my. Go ahead.
I'm curious. Sorry, guys, a little technical difficulty here. I'm curious. You know, if given your positions that you play, all right, we've got two defensive guys here, an offensive guy. Do you want help around your position? Do you worry that we draft an O lineman or a safety or a D lineman? Like, how do you feel watching the team operate?
I don't
Roger,
have any
go first.
problems whatsoever. I don't have a problem whatsoever with that. I'm all about you know, just building with the squad. I want to see the squad get better. You know, we always talk about that team mentality on this team, and I think that we should want people to come in and help us immediately. So, you know, I always get excited for a new group of guys to come in, and the best part about it is that you now have your complete team, and now it's time to start strategizing and getting to work.
Yeah, I agree with Roger. I agree with Roger.
I agree as well.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was just saying, I agree. I mean, you know, like you said, it's just whatever I know the guys upstairs and that we're braving them for, you know, whatever they think we need the most. You know, I'm looking forward to whoever we draft and come in. I hope they're ready to come in and work, help us win games.
You know, and then whoever we get, you
Yeah,
know,
so
they're
you're
gonna
not.
come in and they're gonna come in and push the guy, you know, in front of you. So you know, it's not like a hateful thing. You know, we want guys to come in and compete and push the guy in front of you to make the team better.
Okay, Roger, I got a question for you. You being the elder statesman here, the veteran, what kind of advice are you going to give these rookies coming in to the fold this season?
You know, I think the biggest thing that I could tell them that, you know, nothing is given when you're in this league. And, you know, once you get your chance, you got to take the biggest, you know, you got to take advantage of your opportunity. You know, we're a blue collar group. You know, we work day in, day out. It's hard. Practice is harder than the games. You know, we just have this different type of tenacity, effort. So if you're going to be able to be able to have success on this team, then you're going to need to make sure that you're putting forth all that effort. This, like I said, it's a work group. It's a smart group. And everybody plays for one another. So my biggest advice to the rookies is keep your head down and just keep working, work through it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep your head down, keep working. Right,
Chop wood,
Coach?
Chop wood. That's it.
You know, Coach here, he's planning for the season. So I think every question he asks you, he's half taking notes for
Exactly,
TSU football.
So I can get my speeches together for the guys.
Congratulations, by the way.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna need you guys to come out and talk to the team for me a couple times.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
Yeah. Well, I know John Robinson, the GM's been obviously we're looking to get some pieces on draft night, but in the offseason, he's been acquiring pieces, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. Danico Autry, Bud Dupree, you defensive guys must have liked that, right?
I'm for sure excited about that, especially up front. You know, I think we just got some real dogs up front, and you know, we played against both of them guys, and you see how dominant they are, and you know, I'm excited just to see how far we could go, especially with the type of philosophy we have on defense. Adding them two guys, I know they're gonna fit well. So,
yeah, and on the back end, you know, we added two guys that just make plays. They're aggressive, they're tenacity. You know, I could see when I was watching their highlights and their film that they just love ball, and I definitely think they're going to help us out on D.
So, guys, describe for me the feeling in the locker room right now. 2 years ago, you won the AFC Championship game. Last year, you didn't quite get as far as you liked. Derrick Henry had a monster year. Just tell me, what is it like, the feeling coming into the 2021 season? Is it Super Bowl? Is it to get back where you were? Just kind of give me the vibe of what's going on in the locker room right now.
I think it's always been and always going to be to win a championship. You know, no one was satisfied with the AFC Championship. Losing in the wild card was a great lesson for our young guys to let them know that this doesn't happen every year. That, you know, when it comes to playoff time, that we got to play above our expectations. We want to raise those same expectations this year. I know that all these guys are hungry, but, you know, it's different. You know, we didn't have one home game in our previous postseason, and then we have our first home game in the wild card and you lose. So it doesn't matter. You know, it's just all about picking up your game and putting your best foot forward. And that's what we need to do collectively.
Yeah. Yep, it is. It's true. Guys, I mean, like, everything you hear out of their mouths is perfect. It's all team first.
That's it.
Ready to go for the season. I know we still got a ways to go. We got to get these guys, get through the summer and everything. I cannot wait to see you take the field again. Again, Roger Saffold, Imani Hooker, Jeffrey Simmons. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us at the virtual draft party, and I look forward to seeing you on the field. All right, guys. Well, you know, a lot of their names being bought for jerseys. Speaking of jerseys, there's lots of cool things to buy, especially at a pop-up shop. We had 1045's The Zone, Buck Rising, out at our latest pop-up shop. So check this out. Buck, take it away.
What's going on, Titans fans? Buck Rising and Toke Sequoia down here at Pins Mechanical in downtown Nashville. The Titans pop-up shop behind us, open now. You can come check out the gear. Tokes, you guys got a really great setup down here. What can you tell us about some of the stuff that you have laid out for the fans?
So what we really want this shop to be is we want to create more millennial, younger focused gear that's a little bit more subtle. So a lot of the gear that you'll see here and you'll buy here is a little bit more subtle, but this gear, everything's $20 across the board: hats, t-shirts, crop tops for women. We have 5 different men's shirts, 3 different women's shirts, and a really awesome hat that you see me wearing behind you as well. So a lot of the gear that we have is really for the casual fan, for the fans that might not be able to get to every game, but hopefully that they can wear out and about, hopefully to a place like this.
You guys have done a lot of these pop-up shops at this point and had a lot of success with them. Why are these important to try and create that energy among the casual fan who, like a lot of people, transplants coming into Nashville, you guys are trying to bring a whole new set of Titans fans into the building, I imagine.
Exactly like you said. There's a lot of people that continue to move here. We want those people to support Nashville. We want to be ingrained in that Nashville community. I think fashion is also a big thing here in the city. So the gear that we create is hitting those people who might not know the Titans, might not be a big fan of the Titans, but love Nashville. And so we want to be synonymous with that love of Nashville.
So we're down here at the Titans pop-up shop. Bunch of people showed up checking out the gear. What's your name, man? What's going on?
Mac. My name's Mac Hereford. Nothing much. I'm just coming up here to shop some good stuff.
Mac, where are you from?
I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, okay. So you've chosen a shirt to pick out here and rock at the Titans pop-up shop. Why this one specifically?
I mean, I just like the way it feels. I like the way it looks. So I had to go with this one right here.
I don't know. It's a good fit for you. You're rocking it well. So Titans fans, obviously, everybody's fired up for the draft. What's your favorite part of the draft?
I mean, just seeing some of the guys that I used to play with. I played college ball, so seeing some of those guys get drafted and see their dreams come true is a pretty unbelievable experience.
So I got some inside intel. You're an Alabama guy. You played in the SEC. You know a lot of the guys, played with a lot of the guys who are going to go tonight. Where do you think your teammates are going to end up?
Yeah, I don't know, a variety of places, honestly. I mean, there's too many to count. There's probably going to be 4 to 6 go in the first round from Bama. But more specifically, I want to know where the Titans, who the Titans are going to be drafting.
Who do you think they're going to be drafting?
I hope they draft Elijah Moore at wide receiver. I know they need another wide receiver. He played with A.J. Brown at Ole Miss and seems like a great fit. So that'd be a pick for me.
So what's going on tonight at Pins while you guys have the pop-up shop going? What can the fans engage with while they're here?
So we got a lot of fun stuff. Honestly, Pins kind of does it well. So there's duck bowling, we have arcade games, there's pinball machines, and then also we have a spin to win prize. Everyone who spins to win will win something. There's autographed items, there's more Titans gear, there's a lot of novelty items that we'll also have available. So there's a lot of fun going on here. There's a lot of different things to do. If you're not able to shop right at that moment, you can go grab a drink, grab a table, play some duck bowling, and then we'll be able to call you up when it's your turn to shop. So we're hopefully going to try to get through as many people as we possibly can so everybody can come up here and get something.
Toke Sequoia, Titans marketing manager. I'm going to go beat him at bowling real quick.
Never.
Back to Mike Keith live at the Virgin Hotel.
Thanks very much, Buck Rising. A couple special fans here on the 14th floor of the Virgin Hotel. I want to introduce you to Worth Campbell and Jason Tartik. And I want to talk to Worth first because you've been a Titans fan since day one, right?
Since day one. The day they got here. Been a fan.
Who was your favorite player when you were a kid?
Oh, man, this is tough. I'm partial. I'm going to go with Kevin Carter. We've stayed close through the years. He's like a big brother to me. Loved him when he was on the field. Maybe even love him more since he's been off. So I'm partial to Kevin.
Now, a lot of people know you for Very Cavallari, and that series was something really, really special. Were you surprised when you became so well known from that?
With Kristen and Jay, especially Jay, in the football world, being a guy in that world and on reality TV. That being said, yes, I am. But in the Nashville area, I think it's something really cool. Reality TV or just anything in general in Nashville my whole life. Being able to do something like that in my hometown and being recognized in my hometown, it means a lot. So, yeah, it was surprising, but it's been a cool thing for sure.
Any other big projects you got coming up you'd like to share with us?
We're just getting back to it at the gym, True Math Fitness. We had great members. We went virtual during COVID, and now we're back and hopefully getting back to normal pretty soon. So we're kicking it there and hoping for the best. But we've been doing well, got great members, so that's where we are right now.
And you partner with Tim McGraw with that. How did that come about?
I do. So being from Nashville, my sister was Tim's daughter's age. So growing up, Tim and my dad coached them through Pee Wee sports. And then I was kind of the son that he never had, having all the daughters. And so when this came about, I was into the fitness world after playing football and reached out, and we kind of came to the agreement that I would start the first of hopefully many gyms in Nashville, and that's kind of how it came about. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, you played at Auburn.
I did.
After playing at Innsworth.
I did.
Tell us about your experience with Darren Bates. Do you have a good Darren Bates story that you can tell?
He's just, what you see is what you get. He is the absolute best hype man. His energy it's amazing. I mean, at all times, he doesn't have an off day. You can't turn him down, even if you want to. He's just an incredible guy, incredible competitor. And it was, when the Titans got him, I couldn't have been happier. It was so fun, having him in Nashville, staying close with him throughout it all. But honestly, his competitorship is just unmatched. Energy, awesome dude.
Now,
awesome
how did you
dude.
get Jason Tartick here?
I begged a lot. My wife and his girlfriend became friends, and we met after a Preds game one night, and we just hit it off. They had just moved to Nashville, and we're in the process of converting him to a Titans fan. So, you got to bring it. He's a Bills guy.
All right, let's hand the microphone to him because we got to discuss this now.
We do.
You probably know Jason from season 14 of The Bachelor, but what you don't know, maybe, is that he's from Buffalo.
I am.
So,
Buffalo boy.
and now listen, much respect to Buffalo and the fans. I mean, you guys love your team, so you're really converting.
So I'm born and raised in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I've lived in several states, and I will say my second AFC team, without a doubt, especially due to a little Worth Campbell, convincing, is the Tennessee Titans. That is for damn sure.
We're playing again this year.
I know.
Again.
That's 3 years in a row.
4 years in a row.
Is that four?
4 years in a row.
Now, there's only one game. I'm going to root for, the Buffalo Bills over Tennessee, but that is because I still haven't forgot about Miracle City.
I
remember
Music City
the
Miracle?
day where I was right there.
Where were you during the Music City?
I was in Tonawanda, my parents' best friend. I was doing victory laps around the house when I thought we won. I came back.
That's a good story.
I came back in the living room, no joke, and everyone, my parents were like crying. I'm like, what happened? We lost. How?
Now,
But we did.
If we remember right, you were a banker.
Yes.
Are you still doing things in finance, or are you doing more in reality television?
Yeah, so I was a banker, and then I went on reality television, and since then I've been an entrepreneur. So a lot of the things that I think we just aren't taught in the classroom as it relates to career management and personal finance, trying to bridge the gap with my consulting company. So it's been a really wild journey, a fun ride, and it's brought me here to Nashville, Tennessee. I get to meet people like you and be an event like this, which is awesome.
And most notably, you were the WWE 24/7 champion, right?
That's right.
Who did you pin for that?
That's right. I pinned the one and only, my hometown hero, Doug Flutie, number 7, the former Buffalo Bill. We pinned him, and we got the 24/7 championship from the WWE.
And who did you lose it to?
I lost it to R-Truth, who took it back very
R-Truth.
quickly. Yeah, so we took it from a Buffalo native, and we lost it to a real superstar. So I was the quickest WWE 24/7 champion to ever exist.
All right, so tell us, what are you thinking about the draft tonight?
I think the draft is going to be absolutely electric. We have already made our bets on the draft.
No kidding.
I think the Tennessee Titans are going to take a quarterback tonight, but I was told they won't be, so we'll see.
All right, Worth, who are you thinking?
It's going to be a crazy draft. I don't know. I see us either going cornerback or receiver in the first round. I think it completely depends on who's left. I like Farley as a cornerback. I think if he drops to us,
Farley.
then we got to take him.
Yeah.
I also like Elijah, SEC guy,
Elijah
speed.
Moore. Yep.
But as a true fan, our offense is okay. We need some defense. So I wouldn't hate edge. Ojulari drops. I like him as well. So I don't know. It'll be fun. I'll be excited no matter what. So it'll be an exciting night for sure.
Worth Campbell, Jason Tartick, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank
Glad
you.
you're here.
Thank you, Mike.
A lot of fun here at the Virgin Hotel, talking to all sorts of different people and getting ready for the first round. I got to get back downstairs and get to Titans Radio, so I'll throw it back to Gibson.
there.
Exactly.
He's having a ball.
He looked like he was in his element.
He,
right?
he really was. Speaking of reality stars, you've dabbled in that world a little bit.
I did for a little bit. I've done a lot of different things. I've been on stage.
You
I've
have.
acted on camera. I've been in reality shows. My wife, she was on Survivor.
Right.
Went fourth
The
on
reality show.
Survivor. And I went down to Tocantins, and I was ready to leave because everything south of the equator is on steroids.
Right.
Frogs, pythons, spiders. I was like, this is not my world. I had to get out of there.
Yeah, everything down there wants to eat you, so it's like you got to get back up here. Speaking of reality shows, we had a reality show of our own to find our new public address announcer for Nissan Stadium. The great Duke Donegan has retired, and, we found him through our reality show. But before we get to that, I want to know, what are you most excited to hear our new PA announcer say? So we got a poll up on our screen right here, so check this out. I'll ask you guys in the audience as well. What are you most excited to hear? Player intros, third down, touchdown, or Titans win? What do you want to hear?
Titans
Of course,
win, right? That's the obvious.
Right? Come on, player intros, right? Third down. All right, well, anyway, the guy that's going to be making all those calls, his name is Matt Rogers. He is a ball of energy, a lot of fun, and he's going to love this job. You're going to love him. I got to talk with him, so check this out. Here is Matt Rogers.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 Tennessee Titans.
Starting on offense, at center, number 60, Ben Jones.
At left tackle, number 77, Taylor Lewan.
At wide receiver, number 11, A.J. Brown. At quarterback, number 17, Ryan Tannehill. At running back, your two-time NFL rushing champion, number 22, all hail King Henry!
There you have it. 6 finalists in the competition, and now the job is yours, Titans fans. You get to choose and tell us who you like for game days on Sunday. Who do you want to hear say touchdown, Titans?
The fans voted, and right now we're going to surprise the winner, and we're going to find out who the next Titans PA announcer is.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please give your attention to the big board. I have something I'd like to say to Matthew Rogers. Matthew, we all thought you peaked at American Idol, and a lot of your teachers thought you'd go nowhere in life. I was on a phone call with a cousin of yours, very, very far distant cousin, and they never liked you very much. And that's gonna be okay now, because you are officially the Tennessee Titan in-game PA announcer. Not a finalist, the victor, sir. The absolute victor. You deserve every bit of this.
Let's go! Let's go, baby! Dude, I freaking love you guys. I love Tennessee. I love the Titans. By the way, it's okay for men to cry as long as it's a victory cry.
First of all, to the fans, thank you to everybody who supported me. You have no idea just how much I appreciate you and how humbled I am by everyone who supported me. And here's my promise to you, that out of every team in the NFL, nobody will have the passion and the energy that your announcer has. I want to turn Nashville, Tennessee into the freaking Roman Coliseum, because this is where the Titans play, and that's what the Titans deserve.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2021 Tennessee Titans!
How do you greet new coworkers? What's up, buddy? Matt Rogers, the new PA announcer for Nissan Stadium. Has it set in yet?
How are you, brother Lance? Man, it is so good to talk with you again. You freaked me out the first time because the first part of being a finalist, which is the first part of what you want to get, you made me think I was gonna get cut, and then you flipped it on me. So now to be back on Zoom with you and doing this as the guy, man, it's so exciting. It's great to see you again.
All right, man, it's great to see you. We're going to be working together. I know you're pumped. I know you're excited, but let's rewind a little bit. Set the stage for us. You go through this whole experience, right? I know how bad you want it. I saw your social media posts. I mean, nobody was campaigning harder. Talk to me about the moment. First of all, how did you find out? I know you had sort of a special surprise related to that jersey you're wearing. Tell me about it.
So I walked in the stadium, and production told me, hey, we're gonna have the finalists come for a photo shoot. And I said, well, what do you want me to bring or anything? He's like, don't worry, we'll take care of it. So I'm kind of thinking like, maybe I'm the guy, maybe not. But they, like, you guys did this whole process, didn't tell me anything, held their cards close to their chest. So when I got up and I walked down the tunnel, like even the camera guys were filming like, well, the other guy did it this way and the other guy did it this way. And I'm like, oh man, like, okay. So I don't have it yet. And then when I got in the center, it just said finalist. So he said, hey, we're going to shoot a couple things for you. Just check out the monitor while we film you. I'm like, okay. And then Taylor Lewan came on. So if it was anybody else, it'd be cool. Obviously, you want to hear from Derrick Henry or AJ or Tannehill. But for me, being an offensive lineman, like, dude, there's a special place in my heart for Taylor Lewan. On top of that, our personalities are similar and we wear the same numbers. So I've been rocking 77 since high school, and that's back in 96. So when Taylor Lewan came on, he goes, I have a very special announcement for Matthew Rogers. And I'm like, wait, what? Two people in the world call me Matthew, my mom and Taylor Lewan. So like my stomach dropped, and then he said some stuff, and it was like an out-of-body experience. And then when he said, your life's about to get better or you don't have to worry about all that anymore because you're the new announcer. Like, dude, I started crying. Like, it was like everything just like came out, and I was crying, laughing, screaming, thanking God all at the same time.
Wow, what a moment, man. What a moment. And listen, I know you've had a heck of a career in TV, and it goes way back to American Idol. So outside of your football experience, going back to the Rose Bowl, I mean, you've done so much, and you've got so much on your resume, so much on your plate, but this job just has such a special purpose and meaning to you, right? I mean, you've been a fan for a long time. You're a season ticket member. Of course, you've got a new seat now. Uh, I mean, talk about your fandom in relation to this. I mean, it's what makes it special for me, I know.
Well, look at it, man. I was the short, chubby, slow kid growing up. I was not good at football, but I loved football. My very first Pop Warner team at the age of 7 years old was the Houston Oilers. So I became an Oiler fan at a young age. And then when they transferred to Tennessee and they moved to Tennessee, I became a Titan fan. And then they go to a Super Bowl like right away. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm Titans till I die. And then, living in Spring Hill, like this is my hometown, this is my team. And I've been really, really blessed and worked really hard from football to hosting TV shows. And then, after American Idol and stuff, but this is different. It's kind of like, you guys didn't air it in the episode, but one thing I said to you guys is like, normally you do an audition and you forget about it because there's like a 99% chance you don't get it. And then if you do get it, there's like a 99% chance you don't go to a second season in television. Like everything's very short-lived. Well, this is a job. This is my team. This is my home. And this isn't a one and done. Like I'm only 42 years old. And if God blesses me with good health, like I'm going to be here for 30 years, maybe more. Like, so it was different. Like I've never wanted anything so bad than like this. And just, I mean, honestly, not to patronize you, but like, dude, I've been watching you from the cheap seats from the last 5 years. And I'm like, he looks like a good guy. I wish I was his friend. And then now, like, I get to work with you and just everyone. Like, I'm part of the Titans now. Like, this is a dream.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It's a constant pinch me moment. I know the two-tone blue, it runs deep. That's amazing. So have you already thought about game day? If you've been thinking about the voice, you've been thinking about the calls, listen, you're going to be in that seat making calls to that stadium. When we pack them in 65,000 plus again, once we get through this pandemic, you're going to be calling the future 99-yarders. You ready for that? You ready for that, Matt?
I am so ready for, dude. I am so ready. I can't even tell you. Like when people say, like, I've dreamed about this forever. Like for real, I really have. And with respect to the Duke, it's kind of like, you know, in the music industry, when you recover like a Michael Jackson song or a Whitney Houston song or something like that, you don't want to completely change everything because people will be like, dude, you butchered that song. But you don't want to copy it exactly the way it was because then you're just a carbon copy. I want to do the same thing with the Duke. I can't copy the guy because no one has his voice and can do the third down. Like, I can't do it as good as he can. But I can pay respect to what he's done and put my spin on it and the way I would do it. And I promise the fans one thing. I'm going to give you everything I have, and there's not going to be anybody as passionate about it in the stadium as me, and I'm going to give you my best, and I hope y'all like it because it's my best.
I know that's the honest truth, man. I can't wait to hear it. Give us a taste. Touchdown Titans. Let me hear one.
Let's go. Derrick Henry, 99 yards. Touchdown Titans. And your score after 4 quarters, the Titans 63, the Chiefs 0.
Improvement on defense, too. Thank you so much, Matt Rogers. Can't wait to catch up with you. Welcome, brother.
Hey, we must have had a great draft because we shut out the Chiefs come this year. It's going to be phenomenal.
Oh, man, you guys are in for one. Yeah, another round for Matt Rogers in here. That guy is hyped.
Yeah, a ball of energy.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish he can call some of the Tigers game as well.
I got his number.
Maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah, he's going to be in the booth. He'll just stay
exactly.
there.
Why not?
I know a guy. Matt Rogers, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be great.
Yes.
He's excited to get on those calls. All right, we've had a good time tonight so far, right? Yeah? I've enjoyed it myself. Listen, we've got a lot more to get to. We've got to have Moon Taxi take the stage here in a minute. But right now, we've been asking you to take these polls online. Take a look at some of the answers. We will return with some music and entertainment for you folks here. So stick around. The virtual draft party. We'll be right back. All right, I'm excited for Matt, man. He's going to bring the energy.
Awesome.
He's going to bring the energy.
What is home field advantage?
Touchdown Titans!
What does it look like? Feel like?
Touchdown Titans!
What does it sound like?
We will win! I believe that we will win! Titans!
The time has come to take action. Take it personal. And commit yourself to shutting out our opponents.
Oh, have some of that!
On and off the field.
He needs 2 yards to keep this game moving on.
Hey, 4th down.
Do they think about going for it here? A minute 17 remaining. Mike Vrabel is going to
Tennessee.
try to convert his third.
You see what you're made of when you go through something tough.
You folks need to be down in the basement. You don't have time.
And yeah, it's been a tough year
14 days of self-quarantine.
for everyone. But Tennesseans are built for this. Tough.
It's a mindset!
We chase it. It feeds us. We look for it.
The Titans were men of strength and power.
Grit passed down through generations. Tough. Pain was their badge. The first ones here, they set the tone.
Remind you of somebody?
Yeah, me.
A team made of pure grit.
You're not hurt, are you?
Our team is built by the heartbeat of the state. You. Tennessee tough.
We want more. Let's go. We want more. We want more.
All right. The Titans virtual draft party presented by Gibson here at the Gibson Garage continues. We're having a good time. You guys having a good time, right? I mean, getting ready for the draft picks. The interviews have been incredible. A lot of great players. We got a little entertainment for you now. I'm on stage with Moon Taxi. How are you guys?
Give it up, everybody.
Let's give it up for Moon Taxi right here. So Moon Taxi, I'm excited to have you guys play. Moon Taxi's played at Nissan Stadium. Of course, maybe you've been there. You know, 22nd a month. You've seen them. Guys, how lucky are you to be involved with the Titans? Because I feel that way when I work with them.
Immensely lucky. So we just want to say tighten up, and thanks for having us here, and thanks to Gibson too for opening up their beautiful new showroom.
It's
this
gorgeous.
is just unbelievable in here. So I hope you guys know how lucky you are. This is not they're not open to the public yet. So let's just get a round of applause for Gibson.
All right, so Trevor, let me ask you though. Like I said, you know, Moon Taxi's played at Nissan Stadium, played at halftime.
Right.
You're Nashville guys, Nashville band. How much does the team though mean to you personally?
I mean, I think it's just you can't really separate Nashville from Moon Taxi, and you can't really separate the Titans from Nashville. You know, it's that intertwined. It's that deep and interwoven. So
there's a deep history with bands and music. You know, I think back to like Hootie and the Blowfish were really into ESPN back in the day. You know, did you kind of feel as a band you've kind of got that sports vibe going on?
Yeah, it wasn't intentional because I mean I didn't make the team back then, but I think the way that we write songs, it's just anthemic and it works for sports settings. You know, so like we've been fortunate enough to get to play at the Preds games. Where else? We haven't done Sounds Stadium yet.
No, nor Vanderbilt.
Well, we're booking right now as we speak, apparently. Well, you mentioned that your music being anthemic, and that's very cool. So when you watch, say, Derrick Henry run 99 yards or truck over somebody, you're like, oh, there's a song in that.
I'm thinking Moon Taxi song. Our next song is that.
There we go. See, rocking the 22 right now.
He named his dog after Derrick Henry.
That's true.
Did you really?
Yeah, he's nothing like Derrick. He's like really wimpy and he's little, you know.
Right.
He is fast. He's very fast.
He's very fast.
You can't catch him.
It's good to know, including Derrick. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Ready to do this? Ready to rock the house?
Let's do it.
All right. I love it.
Are you guys ready out there?
I believe they are. Ladies and gentlemen, right here at the virtual draft party presented by Gibson at the Gibson Garage, take it away, Moon Taxi.
This first song is called Light Up. Oh, I can see it. Stars are lining up, so get ready, yeah. Ready to light. I know this isn't how you planned it. I know you don't always understand it. I know it's been a hard year. Yeah, it's been a hard year for me too. I'm feeling like I can't go on. I'm feeling like the night is so long. You know that I'm right here, and I hear what you're going through. But will we ever make it to the other side? And will we ever get out of here alive? Oh, I can see it. Stars are lining up. Oh, I can feel it. Changing in our luck, baby, we're diamonds. We're diamonds in the rough, so get ready, yeah. Ready to light up. Ready to light up. Sometimes a day is all it takes to let the dirt wash away now. It's time to let it last. And no more digging through the past, 'cause we're gonna make it to the other side. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here alive. Oh, I can see it. Stars are lining up. Oh, I can feel it. Changing in our luck, baby, we're diamonds. We're diamonds in the rough, so get ready, yeah. Come on, ready to light up. Ready to light up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We're always running. We'll never look back again. We're always running. We'll never look back again. We're always running. Come on, oh, I can see it. Stars are lining up, so get ready, yeah. Ready to light up. Ready to light up. Ready to light up. With diamonds in the rough, so get ready, yeah. Ready to light up. Light up should be tighten up. Thank you very much. This next one is called Above the Water. Never tell you everything you're gonna need to know. Better know to swim, but I'm trying to stay afloat. Lost out here at the ocean, so unclear just where I'm going. Oh, it never lets go. It's just getting harder, but you keep my head above the water, and you're pulling me along so much farther, farther than I thought I could go.
Draft Party. Thank you for Gibson for helping us put it on. Special thanks to Mike Keith and the Titans radio crew. Thanks to Buck Rising, and thanks to our former Titans for taking the stage with us. Thanks to Eddie George, and thank you all for being Titans fans. This is the Titans Virtual Draft Party. Tighten up, everybody. Tighten up.